Welcome to Tech Talk, y'all.
Hi, and welcome to Tech Talk, y'all, Season 8, Episode 187. I'm Adam Walker.
And I'm Sanjay Parekh.
And as always, we're excited to be here with you. We have some great
We're hyped
stories.
up. We're super hyped.
We've had a lot of pregame conversation, and now you're going to get the benefit from that. We have great stories. We have a bunch of weird and wacky, including just a really stupid one. I mean, I'm already shaking my head. And of course, we have great tech wrecks for you. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, Sanjay, what do you have for us first?
So let's start off with AT&T, the big news, spinning off WarnerMedia, forming a new media behemoth with Discovery Networks. So I found this one interesting because I actually have HBO Max because I'm an AT&T customer for internet. So I've got that for free. Right. I paid up for Discovery Plus, but now everything's going to become one big mangled mess. But I think the one opportunity here is that we don't have access right now to CNN. Because to get CNN, we have to pay for like Hulu Live, and it's super expensive, like $60 a month or something. And we don't want to do that. But CNN is going to be a part of this mix. And I'm wondering if Discovery Plus is going to start streaming CNN Live, because if so,
oh man,
as long as they don't super, drive up the cost, they got me.
I would love that.
I will totally keep that. So so I'm part of me is very heartened by this. CNN being part of Discovery, does that mean there's going to be more Discovery stuff happening here in Atlanta? Because if so, I love it. Like, I love the Discovery channels, right? Like the HGTV and like a lot of these channels are just
they're great.
Gold.
They really are. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be great. I mean, it drives more competition, and honestly, like, it drives more competition for streaming services because AT&T streaming service just absolutely could not possibly compete, before. Now they have a chance. So, so I think this is good. And I think I think from my reading, this will give them a larger library than Disney Plus, which is pretty crazy.
But I gotta say, I don't know if you have access to HBO Max, but I have become a pretty big fan of what they've done on that platform and some of the content that's coming out on there. So Wonder Woman 84 just came back on. It was on there for a while. But the movie that I just watched was Tenet, which was the big movie from last year.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen this movie yet?
No, I haven't seen it, no.
I gotta tell you, so it's a time travel movie, but the premise is so different than every other time travel movie you've ever seen. Okay. So I'm not going to spoil it for you or anybody else that has not watched it, but you should see this. And I did not know, but the main actor is, oh gosh, I've forgotten his name. His last name's Washington because he is Denzel Washington's son.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I had no idea. And he is a phenomenal actor. I think it's like John David Washington.
Oh, man. Okay.
He's a phenomenal actor. I am very much looking forward to his career going into the future, but they've got a lot of great things on HBO Max. And actually one of the ones that's a great series is the TV show Friends. They have every episode of Friends on there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's kind of a constant for me in the background. So big fan. Take a look at that if you're looking for new things to watch.
Speaking of a big fan, a platform a lot of people are a fan of, TikTok founder Zhang Yimin, maybe? Not sure I pronounced that correctly. I should know how because I've been practicing my Mandarin, but it doesn't.
That's what I was going to say. This is the good article for you to
totally messed me up there. But he quits as CEO, saying he's not sociable and hates managing people. So listen, he's the CEO of the company that owns TikTok, and basically said, look, I'd rather be doing my own thing. I'd rather be spending my time over here, kind of not managing people, not doing, just kind of doing my own research, my own planning, my own creation. So he's going to let other people run the company, which I think is really super smart. Honestly, if you're not the guy, you're not the guy. That's cool.
I just thought the article title was so funny. Hey, here's guy that's the CEO of one of the largest social networks saying, I'm not social.
I did love that. I did love that.
Yeah.
The irony there is so great. And I will also confess that TikTok has recently figured out that I like watching stand-up comedy clips. And now it's even more of a black hole than it ever was before. Like, it's like swipe after swipe is just stand-up comedian after stand-up comedian. And most of them are so good. So
I feel
become
like I should get a
dangerous. Yeah.
TikTok account. I still don't have one. I've never done that.
I will say their algorithm for recognizing what you like and serving you more of it is amazing. It's just profound. I mean, it's a great lesson in how to build an algorithm. Just if you want to experience that, it's just crazy. So
the thing that worries me about getting a TikTok account is the fact that it's a China-based company and just the issues with the Chinese government and,
totally fair.
And everything. So
totally fair.
Yeah. Talking about something that's not China-based but has lost a lot of money. Elon Musk reportedly lost $20 billion since his Saturday Night Live special. Did you watch this? The Saturday Night Live him?
Yes, I think the big thing was the Dogecoin bit, and it was on Weekend Update, which is my favorite Saturday Night Live. It's just the best part of all of
Colin Jost and Michael Che are great.
They're
and
the greatest.
Previous anchors, I think, have been just as good.
They have been.
I can't really remember a time when Weekend Update wasn't hosted by somebody that I was like, they shouldn't really be anchors.
It's the best part of the show. Anyway, and he's on there and he's on Weekend Update. He's talking about Dogecoin. And basically the host couldn't understand what Dogecoin is. And he more or less said, and he goes, and Michael Chase says, so basically, I forget what he calls it. He didn't call it a scam. He calls it something else. And he's like,
a hustle. A hustle.
He said, yes. Michael Chase says, so it's a hustle. And Elon Musk goes, it's a hustle. And I think it's that, it just plummeted. I mean, plummeted after that.
So, but that's not his loss in value of his wealth, the $20 billion. That's from Tesla stock and all these things kind of taking a dive because. I got to say, I was not a fan of his performance on the show. I didn't think it was that good.
No.
I
didn't expect it to be very good. I mean, honestly, most of the people that come on the show are performers, right? And while I would say that Elon Musk is somewhat of a performer in the sense that his Twitter account is a bit of a performance sometimes, he's not an entertainer. So it didn't surprise me. So it was just okay, say the least.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it was more of a spectacle than it was.
It was a spectacle. I agree. So speaking of spectacles, the title of this article is "We Found Joe Biden's Secret Venmo. Here's why that's a privacy nightmare for everyone." So this is pretty fascinating. Which news outlet was it? I'm trying to remember. It's BuzzFeed. So BuzzFeed. Yeah. I mean, basically they said within 10 minutes they started searching within 10 minutes. That's their claim. They found Joe Biden's personal Venmo account and were basically able to see the people that he interacts with on Venmo, because these are people that you're sending money to, and you're able to see who those people are and basically start to map out a network of connections among other Venmo people to see who's connected to who and who might be able to kind of essentially have access to the president. And that's pretty terrifying. If you're the president, that's a real bad idea. Would you agree?
You those email addresses and things like that should not be out there so much. But I mean, I feel like we keep talking about issues like this, right? We talked about this with Strava and these military folks that were running and their runs were logged, and then they found classified installations and things like that because if you are in a position of power, I think there probably needs to be a new job of personal cybersecurity analyst, or I don't know, something like that, right? There's probably going to be a new job in probably in the next 10 minutes after we release this episode. Because somebody's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. And somebody that does a forensic analysis on each person, the people that you're contracted for, to figure out hey, where are the leaks at? Because there are leaks, right? Yeah. There's always going to be leaks, and you just got to figure out how to plug them. And you might not even be the cause of the leaks. It might be other things around you, right? Sensors that have been put into places or whatnot. So, I definitely think that these folks probably pay for, the president doesn't pay for personal security because that's a Secret Service, but
right.
People like that need to have somebody looking at the cybersecurity side of it.
So here's where this kind of cracks me up a little bit. And I feel like there's some lack of balance here in the government, because if you recall, there was a whole freak out about President Obama keeping his BlackBerry because he would have direct access to email people. Oh my gosh, he can email people from a device that's in his hands at any time, and it's not secure enough. And
so the NSA actually gave him a secured version of a BlackBerry, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's the one end of the spectrum. And the other end of the spectrum, you've got a sitting president with a personal Venmo account. Like, that just makes no sense at all.
Well, let's not ignore who was in between these two. The president that had a regular Android device, and or iPhone, and was just using it for whatever. And it was not secure at all, right? Like, so this doesn't feel as bad as that, but definitely, thinking about it, there's stories that the president doesn't have a wallet, right? Like, there's always people around him to pay for stuff and
handle all that.
He doesn't have a license on him or anything, but like this should probably fall into that. Like, hey,
totally
let's go ahead and shut down your Venmo and PayPal accounts because you don't really need those right now. We're going to take care of that for you separately.
We got you covered.
I mean, it's going to get deducted out of your salary. Don't worry about that. Government's not paying.
Need to give someone $10 towards the lunch tab. We'll figure that out somewhere else,
It'll get pulled out of your paycheck. Don't worry about that. But let's not have you worry about like securing those accounts.
Yeah. That's great.